the leg, finish low.
Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 479 of FloWrestling Radio Live. I'm your host, Christian Piles, joined by my brothers in quarantine, Ben Askren and Stephen Kyle Brackey. Ben, hello. How are you? How was the weekend for you?
I'm doing pretty well. I clicked on to watch I followed the show on Facebook as we're going, to kind of stay tuned. And it's Mike Mel showing some technique.
Yes.
What the heck?
It will switch over in a second.
Yeah, it's coming.
It's just
okay.
Your man Mark Bader has this running like a finely tuned machine. There's just a slight delay there.
Did he get his head shaved yet?
No, the guy hit 10,000.
No, people are being slow to donate.
Oh, what's going on?
How fast?
Oh, Ben, can you get
What?
a call out? Let's get people excited to get Bader's head shaved again.
Send me the link. I thought I retweeted it last week. I was the purpose of the last reason that he got his head shaved, which was obviously fantastic for all of us to see. So I wouldn't mind that it happens again.
I'll send you a link, Ben. It's a really good cause, the Central Texas Food Bank. They're going to match.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're going to match whatever we
Wow.
raise.
So potentially
Nice.
$20,000. So Central Texas Food Bank, we've actually volunteered there. Did you go?
Yeah,
did you know?
I was. Yep.
Yeah, so they provide a lot of food to people in need in the Central Texas area, of which there is plenty of need. There's need everywhere, and including here.
So Bray's been kind of quarterbacking this with Kyle Dake, and so he tweeted yesterday. He just heard from the food bank that I think we've done $2,300 so far. That's already enough for 17,000 meals.
Wow.
So
Nice.
there's a big impact.
Damn.
That's
Wow.
a lot of bang for their buck.
That is. That's like 20 cents a meal. How do they do that?
Well, a lot of it's donated, I'm sure, and a lot of their work is volunteer.
Okay.
That does keep the cost down. So good cause. Applaud them for their efficiency.
Absolutely.
So yeah, get to Given for two reasons. One, providing, $20,000 sounds like 1,000 meals or something crazy.
No, they said. I thought you just said 17,000 meals for like $2,300.
Oh yeah. So okay.
So that's like 170,000 meals, CP.
Okay, 170,000 meals. Math major Ben Askren, he's got me beat.
I'm a little
official.
over, maybe like 150,000 maybe.
Okay, so hundreds of thousands of meals potentially, and Mark Bader's head will be shaved, which means, that's kind of sad because, but it's funny. It's more funny than sad because he loves his long hair. But you know what? What was his hair like at Mizzou?
He had long hair, not that long, but I think it was as he started getting older, he started growing it out. Coach Smith always had this thing, his long hair. I mean, if you stood up to him, he wouldn't make you cut your hair, but he would give you a nudge here and there. You'd be like, dude, I'm not cutting it. Leave me alone,
Yeah.
But he would definitely try to guilt you or influence you into doing so.
I'm sure the fact that you were pinning everybody made Coach Smith more accepting of your hairstyle choice, Ben.
Well, I wasn't pinning everyone in the beginning.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Did you have the fro in year one?
Yeah, my biggest fro ever was probably my senior year of high school. You guys can look that up.
Okay. Wow. We'll have to fact check that. That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, bad stuff, too. Also, we'll have to get into, for example, ODU's program dropped on, was that Friday or Thursday?
It was Friday.
Friday news dump. So, really, really sad news. Old Dominion, I said it's an established, successful Division I program that routinely is putting guys on the podium, qualifying a lot of guys for NCAAs. I think a lot of the job that Coach Martin has done there, and how much was this going to happen regardless, or was this something that they're saying because of the financial strain that this coronavirus is going to put on institutions is going to be substantial, and was it just if some of these schools, it's just not important, even though it's not about success, it's not about results, it's just about revenue and bottom line, and wrestling doesn't generate the revenue, and it's an easy one to get rid of in a lot of administration's eyes. And unfortunately, no matter how awesome we think Old Dominion is, that wasn't enough to salvage it.
Yeah, it's sad. I actually had an athletic director named Tanner Gardner. You guys remember him by any chance?
Yeah, from Stanford.
Yeah, from Stanford, and then he went to Harvard and coached there, and got his MBA there. And now he's an AD at Rice University. And so I wanted to get an administrator's opinion because obviously after the ODU thing happened, I talked to 3 or 4 college coaches last weekend, all of whom were very worried about what's going to happen coming up because financially, athletic departments are going to have a lot of financial strain coming up. And Tanner broke it down. He said the basketball tournament on average produces $1 million per Division I school. And, on the low end, the budgets are $10 million. On the high end, they're $200 million. So on the lower end schools, this could be up to 10% of their budget from one tournament that they're not getting. And so that's going to be a big deal to a lot of these athletic departments. And if this somehow goes all the way into football season, he brought up the fact that that's for some teams that could be up to 70% of their athletic department budget is raised from their football program. So, we could be facing some dire circumstances. And then on top of that, if that wasn't already bad enough, guys, I hate bad news. But he said, I think he said only roughly 20 out of 350 college athletic departments, Division I, are profitable, which means they get some funding from their general school fund. And he said these general school funds, they're going to be feeling it also because there's a lot of people making value judgments on whether they want to go back to college or not, or just do online stuff or what they're doing. So, man, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah, very tough. We've talked about some, as we've been kind of recapping and telling old stories, is all we can do now is look backwards currently. And, we talk about a Chris Brown when he beat Mark Perry. You talk about Ryan Williams and his run to make the finals out of he had a very high seed when he lost to Jaggers that year. It's a program that has been competitive with the elite. You had Jack Deckow, who got 4th not so long ago, and Larry Early this year, and Sedarian Perry. Geez, this guy transferred from Eastern Michigan to Old Dominion when Eastern Michigan drops their program. Now he comes here, Old Dominion. I mean, it just didn't occur to me. Obviously, I have an affinity towards all the Virginia schools, and I graduated from Old Dominion University, so follow
what?
them closely. Yeah,
Christian, you graduated from Dominion?
I think you've had this. I think I've told you this on the show before. Also.
Really?
Yeah, and you had a similar reaction. I don't know.
Wow.
I didn't go there. It was like a branch campus, so I'm not like Mr. ODU Norfolk guy. But I forget what I was saying now after that.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. This is essentially
my ADHD kicked in.
That's okay. I guess mine did a little bit too. But just they've been I followed the program for a long time, and it just never occurred to me that a program, because you just correlate kind of success and being a quality program with what's going to keep you around. And unfortunately, it's not that. And Coach Martin was always super, super cool to me. Even, now that I've been at Flo for a while, you always kind of wonder, like, okay, what kind of, like, treatment am I getting? Am I getting a more beneficial treatment from this person because I work at FloWrestling? But at the time when I knew Coach Martin, I wasn't anything, right? He didn't know me. He didn't know me for Flo, but he was really, really fair and kind and hospitable towards me even then. And I'll never forget that, and have always liked him. He's as fiery and wild a competitor as there is in the corner. And, when we talk about the team points getting taken away, I wonder where Old Dominion falls in there. But he was one of the first coaches. He's maybe the only coach in college athletics where, like, he had someone that was, like, in charge of just, like, grabbing his belt and making sure he didn't go on the mat. And I observed that at Virginia Duels. And so he's great. And it's really, I think about this also, like, he built Great Bridge into a total national powerhouse, a high school, and then took the job at ODU. And this was around the time when Dresser took Christiansburg from, first Grundy, then Christiansburg, then went to Tech and built them up. This is kind of a weird segue, but why don't we see more elite high school coaches make the jump into the college ranks? Because I think there's a fair track. It's all college to college. College
Yeah.
wrestlers become college coaches, then they coach college.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's just such a difference between coaching high school and coaching college, but at the same time, I would say the track record is pretty good, and usually successful leaders are successful leaders.
Exactly.
Meaning, once you figure out how to lead something, you can lead something else. And so the other one is wasn't Gooddale a high school coach also?
Yes.
That's just what I was going to say. Yeah,
Yep.
he was.
So there's
that's-
three high quality coaches.
Yep. So it's-
ODU's problem came when they brought back football, honestly. They brought it back. I believe they announced in 2005 they were going to bring it back, and they started as FCS. And like a lot of schools, you want to play with the big boys, and they wanted to be FBS. And so they became FBS, and they're in Conference USA now, and they just had a $70 million renovation to their stadium, and they're getting ready to start a women's volleyball team and building them like a $3 million facility.
yeah.
So
I thought that was weird timing for that announcement, Kyle, wasn't it? They dropped the wrestling program, and I felt like it was the next day they announced they were building a $3 million volleyball facility.
Yeah, they were also sending out flyers and like emails asking for people to donate to the athletic department just days after cutting a sport. Just some really bad timing, poor taste type stuff. And the AD communicated with a few alumni, and I know Jason Bryant shared this, but he told him that they would need a $25 million endowment right now. And that is just such
$25
an
million
absurd,
Good
Good
absurd
God, are
number.
you kidding me?
Yeah, it's just a number to say like,
How many teams are they going to have?
yeah, just like go screw yourself, guys. Yeah.
$25 million.
Wow, 25 million. Yeah, wow.
You would think
that's,
one would probably get a lot of it done. Okay, well that's
Yeah.
So that's highly unfortunate. It's not the news you're really here for. And yeah,
Well,
we're just
Christian-
hopeful that doesn't happen again.
The thing that is distressing to me, and I'm hoping, is we had been in a pretty good spot for, I don't know, maybe a decade here, where we are probably seeing more programs added than dropped. I mean, if you go too many years back, there was a significant amount of programs dropped. Especially the '90s were terrible. The 2000s were getting better. The 2010s were even better than that. We saw a lot of smaller division programs being added. We've seen a few Division Ones, Presbyterian. What are the other D1s that have been added? There's a couple of them.
Is it Cal
Baptist?
Yeah, it'll be
Yep,
doing soon.
them. So there's been a few added.
Fresno
so it's like,
recently added.
yep. Fresno recently added. So there's a few. Little Rock obviously is new. So, we've been making headway, moving in a really positive direction. So hopefully, obviously not just for the wrestling program reason, hopefully this coronavirus thing can kind of pass over soon enough and we can get back moving in a good direction, because we had such great momentum, and hopefully that can continue.
Yeah, I agree. I remain optimistic in general. If you're interested, Bader had on Kevin Beasley, who was an assistant at ODU yesterday. Kevin wrestled at Old Dominion and also wrestled at Michigan and was on staff there at Old Dominion. And then Larry Early coming on for today with Bader's show. So if you want to check that out.
There were also some really stupid and baseless rumors out there about George Mason in App State, and those are completely untrue. And both schools' ADs weighed in on Twitter about those. They're very much behind him. And then Nomad wanted to pass on that he spoke to Clarion as well, and they are very much fine.
Good.
Well, isn't the issue with the Pennsylvania schools that the not the athletic department, but the general schools are like
PSACs.
not running? All the PSACs they're not running at profitable margins. That the whole school system might get shut down is what the rumor was, right?
That was the rumor some years ago.
Yeah, it's
I
been
remember
a few years.
kind of when Flynn made the move, that rumor
Yeah.
was swirling around, like the health and long-term viability of the PSAC. But since then, I haven't heard that rumor anymore, and they've continued to operate. So feel good that they're going to be around for the long haul.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else on that? It's not fun stuff, I know.
Not fun. Not fun at all.
It does seem like they were going to do this
No matter what.
COVID or not, yeah.
Yeah. They had what do they call them? Some
Financial consultant or
consultant.
something. Yeah.
That's the word. that made this recommendation. So bad recommendation. Don't hire that consultant. That's my official consultation. Okay, so a few things. One, Abdulrashid Sajalayev has spoken. He did not say anything of note, but he talked about Jaden Cox moving up and Kyle Snyder, and I don't know, something is interesting to hear that. I don't know how they got word to him or executed this interview, but I'm always been interested in learning more about this guy. He's just like, I mean, think about how much little we know about him. I know he's like pretty humble guy from Dagestan. He got married, but we don't know much about who maybe the greatest wrestler we've watched, certainly of the last 10 years, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's starting to enter the Saitiev realm, really.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's an absolute legend. We don't really know a lot about the guy. I feel like I knew a little bit about Buvasar, and I feel like there was even some personality in his wrestling, whereas Sajalayev is just this stone-faced, stoic killer. But he says,
why did you guys just send Nomad on assignment over there, Christian?
Doesn't Putin have it locked down?
Well, wait till Corona's over, then go.
No, the time's now. It's now or never. We should send him on assignment. We need to go to Dagestan. Do something with Sajalayev. So he's looking forward to a match against Jaden or Kyle Snyder, but really beyond that, we don't know his true feelings. Do we want to get into the 74, 65, 57? We had a hard time seeding this, Ben.
You did?
Oh, yeah. This is tough.
Want to seed first?
Yeah, we're going to seed it.
Okay.
We're going to start. So if you haven't been listening, we've been creating little brackets for the best wrestler at each weight the last 10 years, Division I weights. Yesterday last show, we crowned Brent Metcalf the champion over Zane Rutherford in a highly contentious final.
See some of the tweets from people we got?
No. What'd they say?
Oh, that we're
so mad.
Yeah, that we're Metcalf lovers and
Is that so wrong? I thought this was America.
well, the thing
You can't
that
like Brent Metcalf?
the thing that cracked me up is I got multiple tweets. It was like, "You are insane if you think Brent Metcalf even has a chance against Zane," and it's like, "You're delusional if you think Metcalf couldn't beat Zane." Like, it is in the realm of possibility that you would beat him.
Yeah.
Like the fact that you're not giving Brent Metcalf a shot is ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
But we're the Metcalf lovers.
Yeah, we're the
Maybe you're
Metcalf
the Zane lover.
Yeah, you're more of a Zane lover than we are Metcalf lovers. Hey, but interesting.
funny.
I remember this tweet after I saw it again, but Brent tweeted # I'd choose neutral.
That was when we talked about it
Really?
the first time around.
Yes.
Wow. I guess, a lot of people said that. I thought about that, but then I just didn't think he would choose neutral. But if he said it, it's 2-2. My match is going to overtime. We might have to overturn this result.
Oh, man. Okay.
So who's getting the takedown in overtime then? Oof.
Come
I
on,
don't know about
dog.
this, guys.
God calf.
Brent Calf. God Calf, Brent Calf. He was, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. 74. So we're doing 174 quarters, 165 semis, and 157 finals today. It's happening. But seeding this bad boy, give him the 8.
Yeah.
We have an approximate order, but not really an order.
So we'll just start with the approximate order that we have. 2019, Zahid Valencia. 2014, Chris Perry. 2019, Mark Hall. 2011, John Reeder. 2010, Jay Borschel. 2015, Matt Brown. 2018, Bo Jordan. 2010, Mac Lunas.
What's this sheet called again? I need to pull it up.
It's 8-man all-decade brackets is the title of it. So
Okay. Got it.
What I don't see what that seems fairly simple. Are we gonna flip-flop Chris Perry, Mark Hall, or
Why is all right? No, hold on. I'm fine with Zahid at the 1.
Okay.
Why is Chris Perry the number 2?
I guess I was thinking because he beat Andrew Howe, and Andrew Howe was so good, and he won 2 titles. No one else on this list has 2 titles, and he beat Andrew Howe. So
John
that's
Reeder,
why.
the year he won, was an undefeated national champion. So was Jay Borschel. I mean, I think all these guys are on a similar level. Mark Hall at the 3, I think, is really high. Don't delete my.
Oh, sorry.
trying to
But
do
Mark
my-
Hall, I mean, Mark Hall was on pace to be an all timer. I mean, if he beats Kemmerer, he goes 1-2-2-1. And maybe I guess your argument would be, well, he was just good all 4 years, and his peak Mark Hall wasn't much better than any other Mark Hall. Whereas, say, John Reeder's 2011 was much better than any other year that John Reeder had, right? There was a higher peak there, and I guess you could say the same with Jay Borschel. But, oh, man. I think there's a lot of room for argument in here because we have a lot of – I mean, you have a lot of one-time champions.
Yes, we do. So I'm doing it like this. Here's what I think the seed should be.
Okay.
I got. I'll concede Chris as the only two-time champion in there, other than Zahid. We'll give him the benefit.
Andy
of the doubt.
beat Howe. Andy beat Howe.
Andy beat Howe.
I think that counts for a lot.
And I'm sure that I'm sure that Howe probably beat Reeder at some point in his college career.
Probably, yeah.
He certainly outplaced him at 65. So Zahid, Perry, Reeder, Borschel, Hall. Because I think Reeder and Borschel undefeated NCAA champions. Borschel beating our 8 seed Mac Lunas. What?
Yeah, but the year Borschel won it, I mean, he was getting his butt kicked by Chris Heinrich in the semis, and it was a miraculous comeback. But
Mark Hall literally lost matches in his year. He's undefeated. You're gonna talk about a close match. Well, he won the match. It's an all-time epic comeback. Wrestling matches are 7 minutes.
I guess so. Mark Hall's sophomore and junior year, his only losses were to Zahid, right?
I think that's true.
So we're talking about Mark Hall. I mean, his only losses those 2 years, I believe, were to the guy who I think is the very clear number one seed here. So it's like, I get that Mark Hall never had an undefeated season, but he also had Zahid in his bracket every single year. And I know he took a few other L's, but probably 70% of his losses are to Zahid Valencia?
Yeah, of which he has two wins over.
Yes. So he's got 2 wins over the number one guy on our list. I mean, I don't know. I have a hard time seeing Jay Borschel beat Zahid Valencia.
Okay. Well, we're just seeding it right now.
Sure.
It'll all come out in the wash. So we can we can flip those two because that's a quarter anyway. So we may as well just leave it. Borschel, Hall, and we'll let the people decide. I already know how that's going to go online. Matt Brown, I think we feel good. He was a national champion, but he had some losses that year. He was in that mix with Kokesh, who had beaten him that year, maybe multiple times. Then Bo Jordan, then Mac Lunas. I'm going to move Lunas ahead of Bojo.
Okay, I'm good with that.
And then I think that's the 8. Who are some of the best guys we left off that list? Because there were some good ones on
Left
there.
off Muchasegi. We left off Kokish, Storley.
Yeah.
There's someone else good in there, but that's our 8.
Yeah, this list is kind of funny because at 174, obviously you have Ed Ruth, who started at 74 and wrestled 2 years there. You have IMAR, who won a title at 74, then eventually moved to 84. You have Bo Nickel, who was really good at 74 and moved all the way to 97. So, 174, there's not a huge amount of, multiple time champs or anything in this field like we had at, say at 165. Obviously, it's a crazy weight class. 74, you just don't feel that way about.
Right. No, completely agree.
Yeah.
So we have the quarters set. Now we have to do them. Okay.
Wow.
First one up.
But wait, we're not going to have fan vote then.
We will. It'll factor in. It could change some semi
Let me
matchups.
do it right now while we start
He's
talking
gonna do
about
it right now while we're doing it. This is an interesting one. Round 1, Zahid Valencia versus Bo Jordan. Now we've seen this one before, maybe several times, but we definitely saw it at Cliff Keen, Las Vegas, where Bo Jordan was kind of storming back, and Zeke threw a very fortuitous cue that maybe was not about a close call.
Fortuitous.
Or maybe it's more about giving this guy a little break time than it's about the bad call. But either way, they give you the bricks. You can do what you want with it. And Zahid got his hand raised then, and it had a better career throughout. But it was do you remember that match, Ben?
Yeah, it was a really good match. I mean, so I guess what I was a rebuttal to that is, I'm pretty sure that was 2017, correct? And this is Zahid quite a bit later. And man, he just kept getting so much better. Even if we look how much better he was, at the Mateo Pellicone when he kicked Deringer's butt. And I don't think we really saw that coming. And And so I just feel like he just continued to get better as he got older, and obviously now he ran into some issues, and the full truth about that hasn't came out. So I don't know what we're gonna see happen with that exactly.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't know what his, is he gonna stay at Arizona State? Is he gonna go somewhere else, join an RTC elsewhere? I would think he'd want to stay with his brother for his senior year.
Yeah,
but I don't know. And then maybe there's an outside shot that they come to their senses about the giving a year back, and he wouldn't get that anyways, I guess.
Oh, he wouldn't get that back. Yeah, he wouldn't get that back.
Yeah, good point.
Shouldn't this be 2017 Bo Jordan?
Yeah,
that made the finals.
Because he beat Mark Hall that year.
Yeah.
So this is a very good Bo Jordan.
Bad.
Bo Jordan,
all good,
super good. On top, he wasn't as good on top after his foot injury. It was weird because he was just dominant from the top position coming out of high school and then early in college, and then he was a really good leg rider, and then he wasn't quite that force that we come to see him be, and I think some of that got attributed to he had this weird foot sort of injury. Yeah. I forget what it was exactly, but you don't think of that as really that wouldn't be a huge impediment to your top game, but when you think about how much driving and forward pressure is required, driving off your toes, maybe there's something to it, or maybe that's had nothing to do with it. I don't know. Maybe he just didn't develop there, but it was definitely something that was discussed and observed throughout his career that he didn't really evolve from the top position where he'd been so good.
Yeah, and he was much better on top earlier in his career. I just think if we're going Zahid 2 years later, I don't really think it's all that competitive. I think Zahid, unless it's Zahid that showed up against Taylor Venz, then maybe it is. But if it's one of the other Zahids, then it's not all that competitive.
I tend to agree. He's a bad matchup. Bo, a little too slow-footed for Zahid. He'd get so quick with his single leg. He has a lot of different ways to get in. I just think that speed and volume of attacks would pose a lot of problems. And plus, Zahid has great defense. I mean, Zahid's an all-timer, right? I mean, when you look at just how much better he was than some of the guys he wrestled, I mean, his run to NCAAs last year was insane. I mean, he was just like drilling on dudes in the quarters and semis. Like, was it Daniel Lewis that he just totally dismantled? And I'm pretty sure he had close matches.
Daniel Lewis pinned him, though.
Yeah.
Lewis had literally pinned him, and then he's like, I'm going to drill on this guy in front of everyone. And he did. It was insane. And that's when I don't remember. Sorry. I don't remember which moment we had where, because everyone at Flow, I think everyone in general pretty much picked Mark to win that year, right? Because was that the year with the guitar? Yes.
Yeah.
So this was the year Mark beat him at Rec Hall, kind of bad, and then Zahid got pinned by Daniel Lewis, and Mark went on to win Big Tens. So we're like, it's Mark. Mark's pulled away, and then he either his quarter or semi match. We're like, oh boy, we messed this up pretty bad because he's gonna win, and sure enough, he did. So all right, Zahid moving on to the next round, which sets up the next round. The number 2 seed. Hey, go ahead. Can
I remind you guys, you guys have your where you get to pick whoever you want, regardless of what everyone else says. And I'll just let you guys know, I randomly picked a number over the weekend, so you'll never know when mine is coming, but it will be coming at some point over the next 4 weight classes.
That is a very Ben Askren move. I love it.
Does it have to do with your brother?
No, it was random, so it could have had to do with him. And I was worried about that happening, but the number I drew was not my brother's. Thankfully,
I love that you were actually worried about that. Like, I hope people don't think I love my brother. Okay, for this fake tournament we're having. Oh my gosh, Ben, for a wild card, you're kind of a square. In many ways.
Yeah, I didn't want to do that. That would have been unfair. But we did not. The random number was not Max's, so we're good to go.
Can you even tell us which weight it happened?
I will not tell you. You'll feel the wrath of it when it comes.
Oh my god!
But you guys, Christian, onward. You guys are gonna forget to use yours.
No, I'm gonna use it. Okay. All right. Second round, or the next quarter. Chris Perry, 2014 versus Mac Lunas, 2010. This is an absolute razor-thin, ridiculously close match.
Yes.
I'm wondering, because think about who gave Mac Lunas troubles. It was like elite leg attack guys, right? Anyone else, he kind of had few issues, right?
Think about how many times Chris Perry went to overtime or had a 1-point match in this stretch of his career too.
Yes. And I'm trying to recall bottom deficiencies for Lunas, right? Because that's what you look for. If you look for how Chris Perry's going to win a match, it's maybe he gets a takedown, maybe he gets a ride out. That was how he beat Evans in the one semi, did really good on top. Is he going to throw in double legs and ride Mac Lunas for 2 minutes straight? I don't know, man. I have no idea. I don't want to start this one. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to start. These guys, they are both great defensively. Neither one is uber dynamic offensively. The match ends up 3-3. It goes to overtime. No one gets a takedown. It goes to double overtime. Mac Lunas gets the escape, and he rides out Chris Perry for the upset victory in the quarterfinals.
Oh, my gosh. It's not even that upsetting of an upset. All right, Bracky, what do you think? Are you yelling at people?
No, I'm not yelling. I'm just talking. Someone said to put in 2016 Miles Martin over 2017 Bo Jordan, but Miles Martin had losses to like Jacob Morrissey and Devontae Mahomes that year. It wasn't the best version of himself. I know he won a national title. It wasn't the best version of him.
Last year, Miles Martin was ridiculous.
Yes.
He just had one. I hate to sound like I'm dismissing Max Dean, but it was just a total mental lapse that for one match at one time where he didn't pour it on, and because he poured it on for third, he was as next topic as anyone in NCAAs last year. We'll get to Miles Martin. He was ridiculous.
And then someone said something about shouldn't it be 2017 Mark Hall, and I disagree with that too.
Completely.
It wasn't. It was not his best year.
He lost to
Brucky. We had a CJ Brucky and an Alex Meyer loss. That's not the best version of him.
Stop.
Yeah.
Mark got much better.
My IMAR majored Max Dean. It wasn't really close.
Multiple times.
Yeah, he bonused him multiple times.
Yes.
Multiple times.
Yes.
But it'd be like that. Man, I kind of think Lunas beats Perry too. I think when you think offensively, Mac Lunas had a lot more than maybe I think you're giving him credit for. He had really nice low single stuff. He had a lot of ways to score. I see him getting in on a low single, Perry draping, and maybe getting himself danger. If he had danger rule right now, is this danger rule era? I'm dead serious. That matters. If it's danger rule era for Chris Perry, this is problematic.
I'm taking Chris Perry.
No danger rule.
The dude just found ways to win.
Okay, so here's what's going to happen.
Oh, are you picking? Did you pick Lunas?
I'm picking Lunas.
Oh,
I think it's a great matchup.
Who did Ben pick? I'm sorry.
He picked Lunas.
Okay. I picked Perry.
So Perry's going to win the poll, I guarantee it.
Yeah, he's crushing it right now. So do we need Nomad?
We need Nomad.
Nomad.
Oh, my gosh. Is he awake?
Yeah, because he's tweeting how pissed off he is about Old Dominion.
This is going to be tough for him. Mac Lunas, he loves Chris Perry. Okay, we all love Chris Perry. He's the man. But Mac Lunas is from Maryland.
Twitter's 86-14. What the hell are they doing?
They don't know who Mac Lunas is, Ben.
That's accurate.
That is accurate. that's obvious. They're like, Mac Lunas?
Freaking Twitter, get your crap together.
I feel like he's typing.
Oh, he's typing. We're going to have Daniel Roy Lobdell Jr.'s answer here shortly. You know what would be funny? We should have him just like hop on VMix maybe next time. Just come on, tie break. Oh my gosh, here we go. He's vamping now.
All right, this is the first.
He knows he has us on the hook, so he's gonna make us wait for it.
This is the first message. Love Mac Lunas, one of my all-time Maryland faves.
Wow.
But Chris Perry.
Oh my gosh.
What?
So
Nomad. Wow.
However.
Oh boy. Here we go. We're gonna have to read this whole thing. We should have had Bray or someone else as the tiebreaker. This is ridiculous.
He knows he's got us on the hook.
Yeah, he knows. He's just sitting here listening. He thinks this is hilarious.
You must say quote, everyone needs to go to Luna's Steakhouse when the quarantine ends.
I agree. Annapolis, Maryland. Go to the Luna's Steakhouse.
They probably got to-go orders set up right now, I'm sure. So get a to-go order.
Is that a real thing?
Oh, they
That's
have
a real
like
thing?
apparently it's like the best steakhouse around. Everyone talks like it's super super nice.
Wow.
Yes, Luna's
Okay.
Steakhouse. Mac works there
4.8 stars.
4.8 stars. How many dollar signs is
Wow.
It's $4
it?
signs.
$4 signs.
Oh,
Okay.
$4 signs.
Woo! You got
You gotta be really expensive to be
you
$4
got to-
signs.
You have to save up. So yeah, it's super legit. So you know what? Maybe Ben and I we get some free steaks out of the deal, but Bracky and Nomad and Twitter, none of y'all are gonna get any.
Maybe
Luna's-
if I give them this
Wait.
promotional plug, I'll get a free steak too. Due to the mandatory shutdown, Luna Steakhouse will be offering takeout orders from 4 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. with the below limited menu until further notice.
You know what? If you're $4 signs, I'm not getting that stuff put in a styrofoam thing and driving it home.
Well, they're not giving you styrofoam. They're probably giving you something that you can bring back.
They probably they
or
probably
take
have
home.
platters or something.
Souvenir. Yeah. I
Okay.
can't believe Nomad didn't pick Lunas. I thought that was going to be a done deal. Wow.
He loves Chris Perry too. It's tough.
Okay.
Chris Perry.
Yeah.
There is that. Here's the reason I almost like went against all my like the wrestling X's and O's and just said Chris Perry's a freaking winner, right? And I used to like kind of poo-poo that, but like, man, he just found ways to get it done. Mac Lunas was a consensus favorite the year he didn't win. And, you know, Perry, he was the 1 seed, but I think a lot of people were picking against him. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
I obviously don't have major issue with it, even though I picked differently. Okay.
For sure.
2011, John Reeder versus 2015, Matt Brown. This year, John Reeder was super, super good. I remember him. I mean, he dominated in the NCAA finals. He had some close matches, I think, that year at NCAAs. But in general, Reeder was just on a different level from everyone else in a pretty tough weight. In a weight that had a guy named Ed Ruth in it, right? In a weight that had Mac Lunas, who we just talked about as a guy. Had Chris Heinrich. This was a really tough weight class. And he was, in my opinion, head and shoulders above it. So I'll say John Reeder over Matt Brown, 1 to 2 takedowns. Nasty underhook, vicious hand fighter, dog, just so tough. This year, I got him. Gladiator.
Yeah. I'm going to go same way. I remember actually I was at Arizona State and we dueled Iowa State, and my guy Jake Meredith, he was starting to come around, starting to do better, and Iowa State had someone who was ranked like, say, 30th to 40th, you know, which would have been a nice solid. I was pretty confident Jake was going to get a win. It would have been good for the RPI and whatnot, and the confidence. And they moved freaking John Reeder up, and I was so pissed because he kicked Jake's butt. And, you know, as Jake was starting to build his confidence, get on this run, and John Reeder gave him the beat, moved up a weight class and gave him the beat down. I was really disappointed.
Oh.
This version of John Reeder was really, really good. I'm picking him.
He beat Mac Lunas pretty soundly that year at a duel, if I'm remembering correctly, because Iowa State and Cornell had a duel that year. Okay, John Reeder.
Yeah, John Reeder.
Does
Gladiator.
Does the internet know who John Reeder is?
They do.
Okay.
66% in favor of Reeder.
Neat. Okay, they know who he is. Probably because Matt Brown of the Penn State national champions is the most, probably lesser known, because he wasn't a transcendent guy, right? He was a champion. Now I don't even know what Matt Brown's doing now. Is he in the armed forces?
I think he is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's just kind of been more below the radar than Ed Ruth or David Taylor and all the other guys. So of the Penn State national champions, he's the most, of which there are quite a few. He's probably the most below the radar. All right, finally, Jay Borschel versus Mark Hall. Our 4 versus 5. We debated this seed back and forth. I want to kick it to Kyle Brackey for this one to get us started.
Man, this is tough. I really liked Jay Borschel. I just feel like Mark Hall.
How does Mark Hall score on Jay Borschel? How does Jay Borschel score on Mark Hall? These are the questions in my brain right now.
I feel like Mark Hall would probably counter some Borschel attacks.
Borschel could really scramble.
I know, but Mark Hall is kind of Houdini as well.
He's probably more Houdini than Jay. Jay probably more consistent leg attacks than Mark. So we're kind of a wash there. Sorry, I was letting you pick.
No.
I think I know who you're picking.
Yeah,
now.
I'm gonna take Mark Hall, but this is I think this would be an awesome match.
It would be an awesome match.
A lot of exchanges.
Do we think he can be ridden? Either guy could be ridden. I could see. I don't think Mark's riding
Not for
Jay.
long.
Not for long.
Yeah.
No riding time. Riding time's not a factor. Oh man. I'll take. Oh my gosh, go Ben. This is hurting me. I'm getting.
Oh man,
My
well, we got
agita's
wild quarterfinals at 174 pounds.
These might be the best quarters we've had.
Very, very competitive. So Mark gets early takedown with the duck under off Jay's pressure. Jay escapes fairly quickly. Jay goes down second period, ties it up 2-2. Gets a takedown off a single leg. Mark escapes 4-3. Mark escapes in the third period 4-4. And in overtime, the ghosts of Carver Hawkeye past come up to haunt Mark Hall. And Jay Borsell gets a takedown for the upset.
Oh my gosh, J-Bo over Mark Hall.
I love it.
1-1. We already know where Twitter's gonna go on this one. I really like the matchup for Borsell. I think he matches up well against Mark Hall.
So do we need to call on Nomad again?
Oh,
We're
God.
gonna need Nomad because Mark Hall is one
Oh,
to win the poll.
Yeah, it's 2-2, so Nomad gets called in again.
He's gonna. All right. Who do you think he's gonna pick, Ben?
I think he's going
gonna-
Mark Hall.
I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's going Mark Hall.
Wow,
Christian, I'm surprised. I thought you were picking Mark Hall.
No, Jay Borsell that year was really, really good.
Now we wait.
Mark Hall and freestyle. So now we wait for the Wrestling Nomad to settle the score once and for all.
Do we want to start on the 165
Yes.
semis while
Yes,
he's
we do.
deliberating?
So 165 semis were what, Stephen Kyle?
Your top
really,
seed-
really good.
Yeah, Kyle Dake, 2013 version and 2016 version of Alex Deeringer.
Okie doke.
And then on the bottom it was David Taylor, 2014 version versus 2011 Jordan Burroughs.
This is
Oh
ridiculous.
my goodness.
This is ridiculous. Okay.
We have an answer from Nomad.
Uh-oh.
We got-
J-Bone.
Oh!
What?
Borsell advances.
Wow.
Jay Borsell, congratulations. Come back to college wrestling, Jay. Try it. It'll be okay. It'll be fine.
So our semis is Zahid, Jay, and John and Perry.
Yes. Okay,
Okay.
I see where this is going, and I like it. I like it a lot. All right, I think we have to start with Dake Daringer so we can get to the super juicy fruit one. Man, first of all, I know we just saw Dake Daringer in freestyle, and Daringer at 65 during this era was unbelievable. So this is a crazy, crazy close match, but at the end
There's
of it
no
all,
way you're picking him over Kyle Dake.
there's
Come on.
no way. You can't make
There's
me
no
pick
way.
it. I can't do it. I can't do it. So I've got to take Dake over Daringer, even though Daringer, look at his run at 65, was unreal. But Dake
Yeah.
finds a way, probably 4-1 kind of match.
Yes. I agree.
Yeah, Twitter pretty much agree with everyone. 88.5% in favor of Kyle Dake.
Okay.
All right. Oh, let's do it.
I shouldn't have done this show without eating a good breakfast first. All right, we'll see if I can get through this. David Taylor, 2014. That was one of the years he won the Hodge Trophy. He won it twice. Versus 2011 Jordan Ernest Burroughs.
He also won the Hodge that year.
He also won the Hodge that year.
And Dake and Deeringer. This is a four-man Hodge round robin here.
We got a hodgepodge.
The real Hodge.
All of these guys won the Hodge that year. Wow.
Oh boy. All right. So let's get into it. I have no reservations on this. I have no second thoughts. I think this is Jordan Burroughs. I'm throwing out, I know, fully acknowledging David Taylor on top could have been a problem. Big problem for everyone. He's one of the best top wrestlers that there's ever been. But I think Burroughs' advantage on his feet would have been decided. I think he would have been able to get multiple takedowns against David Taylor, 2 to 3. And as great as David is, I think the matchup here, I think Burroughs in general had very few lapses from underneath. He got out almost always. Did he ever wrestle anyone as good as David Taylor on top? No. Never
Michael
happened.
Chandler rode it for 2 minutes and 40 seconds. That was his junior year, not his senior year.
Junior year. Talking senior year. And the greatest case I could make is what happened after the 2011 NCAA wrestling tournament, where he immediately won the Open, won the world team spot, and won the world championships against a host of the best in the world in a takedown contest, right? I think a very raw Jordan Burroughs in terms of how refined his game was at that point compared to what it would have become. I think that shows just where the level Jordan Burroughs was at in 2011 and would sustain it. Jordan Burroughs was world class when he was wrestling folk style in 2011, and I don't think David Taylor's world class days would come, but you look in 2014. He lost to Burroughs that year at World Team Trials, right? He lost to him at the U.S. Open, right? I forget which year that was. That was maybe 2013.
All right, well, here's where I'm going to go since you brought it up, CP. You picked Burroughs. I'm picking David Taylor because you brought up the neutral battle, but David Taylor was up 6-3 with 20 seconds left that year. And I think there's no way you could possibly argue that 2014 Jordan Burroughs isn't better than 2011 Jordan Burroughs. And yet David Taylor was still beating that guy 6-3. And, Jordan did what Jordan does and found a way to come back and win the match. But I think in folk style, David Taylor beats Jordan Burroughs 2014 versus 2011.
Okay, so one, I don't know that you could necessarily make the claim that he was better in 2014 than he was in 2000. That 11, 12, 13 era, he didn't lose. He was completely undefeated. 14.
No, but the 11 year had a lot of sketchy matches, and then obviously in 12 he was in 11, and in 13. I feel like for me the 12, 13, 14 era was like the best version of Jordan Burroughs.
Perhaps, but he had a memorable loss in there, which was by criteria, and he didn't know he was
Was
losing.
that 15?
No,
14.
It was not. It might have been 2013. I had just started at Flow when it happened. I hadn't been. February 2014, maybe.
Okay.
So, that's my opinion. And I think, do you not see?
February 2014.
And first of all, you're using a folk style match or a freestyle matchup too, which I know I use freestyle.
Freestyle, you did too. And freestyle's worse for David than folk style is. And David still got, I believe he got 3 takedowns in that match when he was up 6-3. Was it 3 takedowns?
He had 2.
Or it was definitely, he would have turned him because he had that cradle locked up and he rolled it out of bounds. He would have kept his foot in. He might have got some backers.
That's for sure. But one, he lost that match. 2, when the first time they hit, it was not close. It was not competitive. And
Which year?
That was the I'm pretty sure it was the 2013 Open. He almost got tech because it was old. I think it was ball draw era, or at least it was best 2 out of 3 period era. I'm pretty sure. So that's one of the other reasons. So
you can't talk me out of it. I see that match, and I'm picking David Taylor because I saw how close he was in 2014, and I think the 2014 version of Jordan Burroughs is better than the 2011 version of Jordan Burroughs.
Yeah, April 2013, Burroughs, I think he techs him in the first period, and then it's a little closer in the second period.
So then you know the 2014 version of David Taylor was much, much better.
Yes.
How can I not find these damn results? This is annoying.
Which results?
The 2013 U.S. Open.
It was 3-1 first period.
Oh, really?
And then?
I'm getting there.
He's working on it.
I'm trying to see the scores in there too.
I guess,
and then 1-0 second period.
Dang. That is a lot closer.
I'm picking. Okay, Brecky, who are you pick? Who did Twitter pick? I don't even know.
Oh, you know who they're going to pick.
Who do you think Twitter
picked?
Come
on, dog.
David Taylor.
Of course.
Yeah.
They kind of love Jordan Burroughs too, though. Twitter loves Jordan Burroughs, so
our Twitter loves David Taylor.
Dude, David Taylor
Archway.
is like next level popular.
Yeah.
Real on your tour. Let's see. Jordan Burroughs has 247,000.
I bet if Taylor advances, I wouldn't be surprised if the poll has Taylor winning
over Kyle Dake.
I'm dead serious.
Oh my god.
I'm taking Jordan Burroughs. I'm with Christian. I just see him being able to win the takedown battle and then he might get ridden, just not getting turned.
Man.
Are you changing your mind?
No.
I'm not changing my mind.
No, I'm not changing my mind. All right, what's Daniel Roy doing?
I asked him. He's not doing anything.
Oh my gosh. He's
Oh
gonna
my!
make us wait.
We had three decisions going too.
That's great. See, for all the people on Twitter that say, their vote doesn't count. Look at how many overtimes they've forced with their single vote.
Yeah.
It's gonna be all right. Well, I don't know if Daniel's around. But we could have the semifinal.
He went to Luna. He went to Luna Steakhouse.
He said Luna Steakhouse. Not again. All right, so let's go to the final at 157.
Oh wait, typing.
He's typing. Oh my God.
Burroughs. Jordan Burroughs.
Jordan Burroughs.
Oh, boo, Nomad.
You know what, Ben? I was going to use my my landmine here if he went.
You can't. No. You can't use your. No, this is bull crap, Christian. You can't. No. Just stop. You can't use your landmine after it happens. You gotta have your landmine picked. This is my landmine. You can't say, well, maybe this is my landmine. I'm saving it. No, if it's your landmine is there, and you pick your landmine.
All right. Well, one, landmines are very unpredictable. That would have been very unpredictable had I done it. Two, also, I don't have to use it. 3, noted, I won't use it like that anyways. Because I didn't need to use it. Because Jordan Burroughs over David Taylor.
I got breaking news, guys.
Oh, we got breaking news. Hold on.
Mac Lunas is in the Facebook chat. He said, free steaks for Ben and Christian. Nomad will be charged double from now on.
Dude, that means it's $8 times Nomad. $8 times Luna Steakhouse.
Haha, Kenny, of course, all wrestling folks are treated like royalty at the steakhouse. Thanks for the shout out, guys.
Yeah, if you can't go to Luna Steakhouse, buy a gift card, and then one day you'll be able to go there. But you might have to save up. But
yeah, I've actually heard Annapolis is really nice, and I've wanted to go. You guys maybe take me on a coverage to Annapolis next year or something.
Well, maybe we'll go visit Kerry
Collat. We got to go see Kerry Collat, yeah.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Yeah, so we will. I've heard the same thing about Annapolis, and I've actually never been there. I've been to Baltimore like probably 20 times, but never.
I've been. It's very nice. I went to the Navy Classic.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Nice.
That's fun. All right, so we'll go to Annapolis sometimes. So that's that. That's 65. So we have the finals, and here's the great thing, because I know.
Yeah.
We have a good final now, because if it's Dake versus Taylor in the finals, would basically cancel that portion, right? We can't even. You're not even allowed to say the words. I mean, Twitter probably would, but but they don't know.
Twitter would say, and Instagram would say DeSanto, idiot.
That would be so funny. Yeah, that would definitely happen. So, all right, we're at the 57 final.
It's kind of
I don't know, though. I think it's a lot juicier.
I get what you're saying, what you're going to say. But it was 2016 Isaiah Martinez versus 2017 Jason Nolf.
Okay. Now, a couple things to consider. And the reason Kyle Brackey was kind of saying it what he's saying is because we know what happens here. Because IMAR beat Nolf twice. But
2 times.
What also happened is Nolf pinslayed him the first time they met.
Sure.
It was a diabolical dismantling of IMAR. But then IMAR responded, and it was a match where I think they both had to make pacts with the devil themselves to not give up takedowns. It was a crazy, crazy Big Ten match.
That was a battle.
One of the wildest, most these two are just like heart of a champion guys where like either guy will relate. It's really an all-time match for me.
Yes. And then the NCAA Finals match was great also.
It was amazing. Yeah, because Nolf was right there. Yeah. I think he had a big reversal or he got some takedowns in there as well.
Well, I went back and rewatched it for that project I was telling you about, CP. And I believe Nolf got IMAR got a takedown with like 15 seconds left, 20 seconds left, something like that.
It was late
to win the match.
It was tied, and he got the takedown late. Also forgotten in this is how close IMAR was to losing to Ian Miller in the semis in another
Oh
one
my
of the
God, I
most
forgot
bananas
about
matches.
that.
That match was insane, and then Miller like packed it in. And he's like, okay, I'm good for the year, and triple dipped to
Didn't-
6. He forfeited out after he
Didn't
lost.
Ian Miller hit him with an inside trip though, and IMAR like flipped over the top? Wasn't that what
Yes.
happened?
It was yes.
crazy.
He inside tripped him straight to his back, but IMAR just is so freaky and has that kind of almost Dake-like body awareness.
Yeah.
It like popped through and was able to not get scored on. It was debatable whether it was a takedown, but when you have the words reaction time, it basically makes anything explainable to be a takedown or not a takedown.
Yes.
I'm vamping a lot here. So the case for IMAR is that
What
the
is
match,
I don't know what you guys say vamping. What do
like
you guys
leading,
mean exactly?
like building up into it.
Oh, okay.
So, IMAR beat Nolf 2 out of 3. But what you have to consider is, was that the best version of Nolf at that point in time? Because I think he reached another level in 2017.
Yep.
All that being said, I've got to take IMAR in this one. Man, I kind of hate it, though.
I'm going Nolf. No, not Nolf in it's a 5-4 barn burner type match. Nolf gets the win.
I'm going IMAR. I think that I know Jason Nolf in 2017 was really freaking good, but so was 2016 IMAR. And Nomad just chatted me. He's like, I think freshman IMAR might have been even better.
Freshman IMAR was good.
I think, man, that version of IMAR was just. I know he had the one slip up against Nolf, but after that, it was like you were literally going to have to kill me to beat me. And even Jason Nolf couldn't do it. Twice he had him in these knockdown dragouts, and he couldn't do it.
But it was so close. I mean, those both are razor thin.
Yeah. But I'm gonna go with the guy that I saw do it twice.
Okay. So what's Twitter pick?
Twitter pick Nolf because of course. Why would they pick?
Oh my
anything
goodness!
else?
I just watched. I watched that inside trip. Ian Miller. I'm watching it right now. It was so crazy.
Yes.
He totally almost has him beat.
Yes, he was right there.
So it comes down to our
Oh my
friend
God.
Oh my, Daniel Roy!
Daniel Roy Lobdell Jr.,
We need him again.
who is taking
He'll take IMAR.
Isaiah Martinez.
Yeah. Okay.
So just to
Wow.
recap, our first 5 wrestlers of the decade.
I feel like we've pretty consistent. Penn State has lost a couple close ones here. Taylor and Nolf here, and Hall lost to J-Bo.
Yeah. Well, Penn State had a shit day.
Man,
I can't wait for this to be on their board about how biased we are against them. Spencer
it.
Lee, 2019. Jordan Oliver, 2011. Logan Stieber, 2015. Britt Metcalf, 2010. And now Isaiah Martinez,
oh my
2016.
gosh, there's no Penn State people on here. This is going to be
Wow.
a controversial.
Well, is Penn State going to get any on the board?
I'm.
No.
I have some.
Ed's probably going to win. I think Ed's going to win probably.
Ed or Max Askren.
Well, that'd be a semifinal. Well, we got to pick our 8th person because we don't have an 8th person.
We'll do that tomorrow on the show, and then we'll seed it
Okay.
just like we
All
did
right.
today. That was kind of
Okay.
fun.
All
All right,
that was
so
good.
that's our champion, Isaiah Martinez, at 157. Man, that's a battle though, as we saw. Okay. Not that there's any shame.
Nomad wants it on the record that he picked Zane.
All right, on the record, Nomad. All right, that's fair. Oh my gosh, Zane's not on there either. Jeez. Well, you know what? It's not for anything that actually counts. All right, it's 9:14, so I feel like we're in a bit of a quandary because can we get through 2016 in a half hour?
No.
It's impossible.
We cannot. And you guys have put like 7 billion questions on here too.
Quite a few questions from quite a few friends. We're very popular, man. Yeah. So
I'm really excited to do the recruiting rankings too, which obviously we will not have time for that today either.
oh yes, your Missouri Tigers have quite a squad, anchored by your guy, Keegan O'Toole.
Keegan O'Toole. He keeps harassing me. Keegan won't stop harassing me because he works on the Askren Acres disc golf course, and I won't let anyone come over during the quarantine. And he's like, "Come on, every 3 days. Come on, can I come work now?" No, I told you can't come work because.
Now, does he want to do it because he wants to work, or does he want money, or does he just want to get outside?
Yes.
So you won't even let him come throw his disc.
Oh, he didn't ask to come throw the disc. I might have to consider that because he would not be coming by my house, but coming up to work and stuff. I just said no. I figured I would just say no. Like, that's easy. It's simple. I just say no to everybody because then a few other kids want to come work also. And I just say, nah, we're quarantined. I feel like we're coming out of it maybe in the next couple days, hopefully.
Really?
And then maybe, it's pretty low risk for them to be outside. So once we're on the down slope, I feel like I'll say, okay, come on, guys.
Have you left your house?
Come on over and work.
Or have you left your property? When's the last time you did that?
Let's see. I went to my brother's house. I went to my mom's house, and I went to the hardware store to get my chain sharpened. And that's it.
Nice. Okay. So you're out and about
Yeah.
somewhat. We're
Yeah.
becoming big walk guys here in Austin, Texas. Never thought Bracky would be a big walker, but desperate times.
Yeah, you just walk for an extended period of time.
It's exhilarating. All right. Questions for friends. Thank you, friends. So tomorrow we'll do 2016, we think, and we'll talk about recruiting class rankings. The brackets took a while, but they were fun. Fun discussion. Hope you guys got at least entertained, if not angered.
I mean, tomorrow should be pretty good with Kyle Dake versus Jordan Burroughs.
Oh, my gosh. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing there. And remember, you can't use your landmines for finals.
Yes, I'm not using I already picked my landmine. I told you.
I know. I know.
You're the one trying to be sneaky.
Oh, I just really wanted Burroughs versus Dake. Sorry.
Bracky, do you have your landmine picked already, Bracky?
I don't have the exact one I'm doing. I've got a few that I think would be funny.
Oh my gosh. If you use yours, Drew Foster over Ed Ruth,
That is not one
my
that I had
God.
on the radar, I'll be
man.
honest.
That's wild. But it would be very Drew Foster. He came out of nowhere. No one saw it coming. And all right, well, I'll just save it for tomorrow. Hey, maybe that's a tease. Maybe I use Drew Foster over Ed Ruth tomorrow. That would be hilarious. Okay. First question. This is for Ben, really. Cale Sanderson,
what is it?
Cale Sanderson versus Yoel Romero, 2020, 6-minute wrestling match. Who wins?
You know what? I saw this question. I had multiple feelings on it. So obviously, Yoel Romero just fought for 25 minutes. He's in great shape for the age he's at, and so we know he's in great shape.
They're both
and
aliens.
so the argument would be Cale hasn't worked out for a while, right? Or trained for a while, but I've also heard obviously he wrestles all the time. So if Cale is in 6-minute shape, which I know he may be, but I'm not certain of it. If Cale's in 6-minute shape, I think he wins. If Cale gets, if Cale can't use his gas tank to his advantage, then he's not going to win.
Now, why do you so I'm surprised you think that, because Yoel kind of owned Cale throughout his career. He had the one win. Cale had the one win at the Olympics, but other than that, Romero kind of dominated that rivalry. We know for a fact that Romero is in insane shape. So
but
I don't understand it.
He also hasn't wrestled. He hasn't wrestled since 2004, I believe. Correct?
So you're saying that his MMA training?
Or no, I'm sorry. He wrestled past that, didn't he? I'm blanking.
Well,
when did Romero stop wrestling?
I don't remember. It was before he quit, before Cale's last competition. I'm sure of that.
Well, yeah. Well, Cale wrestled in 2011. Yoel definitely did not wrestle in the 2008 Olympics. So, I want to say, it's 2005 or 2006 maybe. I think he wrestled a few years past the Olympics, and then I believe he defected to Germany initially, and then somehow made his way to the States. So I'm saying, MMA training is way different than wrestling. They're just, especially when you're talking about the highest of high levels, the world championship level, there's just such intricate timing details that are really necessary to have. And if you're not wrestling, you're going to kind of miss out on those.
Dang. All right. I kind of think you're right now.
Yoel Romero, last result I can find is from 2007 Pan Ams.
How'd he do? He won, probably.
He won, yeah.
He did win a lot. Okay. Bailey Brown asks, is Sadulayev scared of Jaden? I don't think that is possible.
Yeah, I don't think
Although
so.
I think if you poured some truth serum down his throat, I think he'd maybe say, that dude might be the guy that can beat me. If he had to pick a guy that's like, who matches up best against me? No, I know Kyle did beat me one time, but I feel like I've got that figured out. Sharifov will never beat me. Who else? This guy, Jaden Cox, is the biggest threat to me. I think he would have to admit that because I believe it's true.
Yeah, agreed.
But I don't know if someone of that caliber even lets that kind of enter his mindset, right?
I bet he would consider it. I think that for high level mindsets, they're both not delusional and they also don't dwell on it, right? So you recognize that there's always a possibility of those things happening, but you don't let yourself dwell on it. Whereas people who have lower level mindsets, I think they dwell on the possibilities.
Got it.
Which is not healthy.
No, I agree with that. Is he scared, Kyle?
No.
He's not scared. Dude, this guy's from Dagestan. There's real things to fear.
Yeah, are we going to have some type of world championships of some sort this year? I did not see that. I refuse to watch the idiot you guys had on last Friday. I'm not even going to acknowledge him. I never saw in writing that they're going to do something later this fall.
I don't think they're going to do anything. I think they'll try to get the age level championships, but beyond that,
okay.
I don't think they'll have anything else.
So we're just going to not have a world championships in 2020? That's pretty crazy, right?
That's really crazy.
Why wouldn't they just do it?
I don't think it's as simple as just I think there's this notion that you can just do it. I don't think it's that easy. I think it's like,
hey,
put on
Christian,
NCAAs.
it's simple. We buy some mats, we put the mats down, and we invite everyone come wrestle, and then they wrestle, and then we say you winner, and then we have world champion, champion Mira.
Champion, yes. I don't.
Champion of sport.
Yeah, maybe. Don't think it's gonna happen. I'm just telling you what I'm hearing.
Damn it! Are you kidding me? I mean, we don't need Greco, but let's get some women.
Oh, jeez, Ben. You're gonna get us pulled off the air. What future site for NCAA are you most excited for? St. Louis or Detroit? Where else would you like to see the NCAA tournament held? Chicago has one of the largest indoor arenas, says They Tweeted.
Detroit. They got new arena. It's in downtown and not in the middle of nowhere.
I was about to say, you gave horrible reviews for Detroit when I was there.
It's newer. It's a new arena, and it's in downtown. It's not Palace Auburn Hills, which was in the middle of nowhere.
That was terrible.
It was
I
awful.
wanted that year. That was awful. Terrible.
So, I'm actually excited to see Detroit. The arena looks awesome. I'm not excited for St. Louis.
Okay, well...
Really? St. Louis is like, it's going to be a solid experience every time. Like, you know what you're going to get. It's going to be pretty good. It's, it's not going to be anything new or totally exciting, but it's going to be solid.
The in-arena experience is fine. It's good.
Okay.
But outside of it, it's gone. St. Louis has gone to hell.
But Detroit, alternatively, Detroit is on the come up. It's having quite a rebound, apparently, a resurgence, if you will. Okay. So St. Louis, I always have an affinity towards because it was the first NCAAs I went to. I've been there, I guess 3 times I've been there for NCAAs, and always, you know what you're getting kind of thing. But one thing I know that I'm getting is every restaurant is closed when NCAA gets out, and we can't eat dinner. So I do remember that. So you need to keep the places open.
The first NCAAs I went to was in St. Louis as well, and I was like in 7th grade, and I thought St. Louis was awesome. I was like, this place is great. And then when we went back the most recent time, every place was closed. It just, I don't know. It was not as good.
Also that year, that wasn't the year we stayed really far away. Were you working with us when we stayed?
Yes, I was.
We
stayed all the way out by the airport.
It was so far away. It was like a 20-30 minute drive.
In St. Louis?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was where
Why?
That was the media hotel, and we booked through the media hotel for some reason that year.
I think we booked late that year.
Yeah.
For some reason. That was 2015.
I have the coolest Airbnb in St. Louis. You guys should rent it, and we could set up a studio there.
All right.
It's like 0.7 miles. You can walk to and from the arena. It's like this really old neighborhood that they revamped everything, and it's got like these 15-foot doors. It's really badass.
Okay.
I probably can't reserve under my name because the last time I reserved under my name, I took a whole bunch of young AWA athletes with a few parents and my brother, and these dipshits, And there were chips all over the upstairs. This is like a pristine house. Like, I don't think I'm welcome. Yeah, I tried my best to clean it up, but I'm pretty sure I'm not welcome back.
Dang it. Well, at least you tried to clean it up.
We'll do it under Christian's name.
Yeah, do it under my name. I'm squeaky clean in the Airbnb scene at least. Yeah, so I like St. Louis, but I'm looking forward to.
Ooh,
I think Chicago makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
though.
Chicago would be cool.
I know where I want it. Kansas City was terrible in 2003 when it was there because it was down in the Kemp Arena. They have a brand new arena right there in the Power and Light District, and there's tons of hotel, restaurants, everything you may need right surrounding it. It would be fantastic.
Big 12s were there one year, and I really enjoyed it. It was cool.
You just
At
love
the
barbecue.
what is the arena called? I'm blanking on the arena's name.
Is it Sprint or something?
Sprint Center? Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
It was the Big 12 wrestling was there.
Yeah, in 2015 or 16, before they went to Tulsa, like, permanently.
Yeah,
I've
it's
got-
really cool. I would go ahead. Sorry.
2 other suggestions. 1, Phoenix, like it's someplace hot. I think that would be nice. Big
Vegas.
city, easy to get to. Not Vegas. Oh my gosh. And
Not Vegas.
never
Vegas.
Vegas, and also Dallas, Texas.
Nice.
Frisco.
Easy to get to. A little warmer.
What?
Be
But
fun.
Christian, in Chicago, the Sears Center is kind of out of downtown. Is that the building they're talking about?
Is it? What's the United Center?
I think that's what they're talking about, where the Bulls and
Oh, the United
Blackhawks
Center?
play. Yeah.
Let me look this up. I believe it's kind of out of downtown, though. It's not really like convenient walking distance. Yeah, I went to the UFC last year. It's kind of in a rough neighborhood. There's not a lot of hotels and restaurants around it. I don't think it would be all that great.
I don't think there's any rough neighborhoods in Chicago, Ben. I think you may.
Yeah, United
You might be
Center.
confused.
It's 23,000, which most indoor places like that are under 20.
It doesn't look like that far out of it, but I don't know. You would know better than me.
Yeah,
Benjamin.
Chicago's it's really, really bad traffic and hard to get around.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds less fun. Now.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, that was a long question on the. I do remember one time when we were at St. Louis. This is 2009. Me and my brothers and one other guy. We were staying in a really bad. I think it was a Super 8 right there.
Red Roof Inn.
It was bad. I was like, oh my gosh. My brothers were like 15 and 16 years old when we went. And we walked everywhere. We walked and we took the train, and that was it. And we were walking. We were like, all right, we'll take this kind of back way, be a little quicker type of situation to get back to the hotel. And we're walking by. There's like those casinos down there, kind of towards the river. And we're walking by, and this dude's just like, hey, y'all should not be out here at night right now. Like, next time, do not come this way. Like, basically, like, you're going to get robbed. You're going to get stabbed. Do not.
Oh, my
He's like,
goodness.
This dude was literally like, y'all should not be out here right now. It was a dude that worked at the hotel that was, like, parking cars or whatever. I was like, got it. Okay, won't do that again. Because we're just literally the most naive. Like, we are not well-traveled people. We're a country bump. We're just like, we fit the description of just like, well, let's go. We'll take the shortcut. And then next thing you know, we're in like Stabville, USA. So okay,
Stabville.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like we were vulnerable at that point. Okay.
Wait, I have one more pick. Can I have one more
Okay,
pick?
yeah.
Denver, Colorado.
Oh, yes.
Because I love Denver. It'd be really cool. It's semi-warm at that time of year, and we would get to see people gas so hard. It would be fantastic.
gosh.
Altitude
Gas. That NCAA's needs that. That would be an amazing component. Hey, I really liked
would
it when
be.
it was in New York too. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, I would do that again.
Even though we stayed at the Hotel Pennsylvania, which is not the best place, it was pretty fun.
It was all right.
It was across the street from it.
Yeah.
You could get you a New York slice anytime, day or night. What's so wrong? Okay, next question. Someone making fun of NCAA wrestling commentary. After seeing all the NCAA finals this week, I've noticed the commentary has been consistently terrible. Got me thinking, what is the dream NCAA commentary group? Well,
I was going to be on the group this year. I was going to be there. I was literally contracted to show up, and I couldn't go.
Oh my gosh, poor Ben. Ben, you would add a lot to it. Yeah, I don't know what the best combination would be. Maybe Cliff Fretwell for post-match interviews. Oh man, I don't know though. I feel like if you have Fretwell on post-match interviews, when you think of Fretwell and like his true, the essence, his wheelhouse,
He's got to be on the call.
It's not interviews. It's him like First of all, I really like listening to Cliff for no reason, not just like the entertainment value. I feel like he knows what every situation and every move is called. It's like sometimes I just end up just describing what's happening, but he like knows the names of it all. He's really encyclopedic in that way. I end up learning a lot watching him. So I think if you put him on interviews, you're kind of losing. I think Bader on interviews makes a lot of sense because he has a way of getting good answers out of people. So yeah, hopefully Ben Askren one year. That would be awesome. If you put Doug Schwab's sons into a time machine, how far into the past would you have to send them until they were the most technically proficient folk style wrestlers in the country? That's a really interesting question. First of all, do they not do the basement battles anymore?
No, they've been doing them.
Well, we used to get them delivered to us. I don't know if we've fallen out of favor with the Schwabs, but Bracky and I used to get the connection, get a hookup with a basement battle. We would get the inside scoop when they would go to war.
They've done a few recently this past week.
I think they might. The danger is they might be getting too good and it's too skilled, right? Because it's better when it's just like this fraternal battle. Yeah, I don't know how far back they would have to go. Maybe the 40s or 50s. They'd be the most technically proficient folk style wrestlers in the country.
Oh my
they're
god!
pretty dang good.
I forgot. Wow, I was thinking into the future, like how good are they going to get? I wasn't thinking about the past. Ooh, that's a good question.
You watch some stuff from the 70s and 80s. It's like, oh my gosh. Like you think, I don't even say the matches because it'll just get everyone triggered. But there's like this is an iconic match. It's like, this is an iconic match. Like if this happened at NCAAs, we'd be like, this is like a flop fest. Like we'd be, but because it happened at a different point and these guys were very credentialed, we think it's a good match. But like from a technical standpoint, and that's not super fair because that's just like wrestling is a sport. That's what happens. The sport progresses, and without us being at that point in the 1980s, we don't get to where we are in 2020. Yeah. But I can
it's the same way in a lot of other sports too. You look at basketball, you're like, what the heck?
Yeah, what are they doing? Yes, absolutely right. So I don't know. Maybe the 50s or 40s, they're going to be. Hay and Bob are going to be in the mix. All right. Okay. Next question here. I'm trying to find a good one. Which wrestlers benefit the most from the Olympic trials being pushed back a year?
Oof, good question.
I kind of feel this is an interesting one. I think Yanni for a couple reasons. One, I don't think he was when I saw, not just because he lost to McKenna, even if he beat McKenna, I don't think he was clicking full Yanni U.S. Open 2018 or 2019 like we saw. One, two. You got to kind of hope Jordan Oliver comes off this heater, right? Can Jordan Oliver sustain this super high level? He was kind of the clear number one. Now he's got to hold that for another year, and Jordan could definitely do it. But I think that version of Jordan Oliver was going to be super tough for anyone to beat, and I think Jordan will get 1 year older by law. That has to happen, right? So I think that benefits him. You could maybe say Jaden Cox because he gets another year to get bigger. Although I've never felt like Jaden's got a time crunch to get big enough. I don't feel like that. I feel like he's going to be adequately sized, and I don't think that's going to be a factor in his matches. So those two come to mind to me.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good picks. When I think of 120, 125, 57 kg, I don't feel like there's anyone that's that benefited. I feel like you nailed it at 65, 74.
Maybe Dake?
I don't know. Dake and Burroughs, neither one of them are all that young. I mean, they're not super old, so you got to think. So I guess maybe you're saying Isaiah Martinez because he made quite a bit of improvement over the last couple of years, or maybe Jason Nolf who had the injury.
Oh,
maybe
Jason's
he gets
a
a lot
one.
better.
Jason is a big one, Ben, because he's. I thought he was going to wrestle at like Pan Am's or something, and then he didn't. Am I misremembering? Or somewhere he was.
No,
supposed
he did.
To
He won Pan Am. He won Pan Am's.
Then what am I thinking? Something before
it
that.
It wasn't a good bracket.
I think he was going to wrestle in something before that and didn't. his health was kind of a question. Yeah, I think a year for him is huge. I think a year for Jason Nolf is a big one. That's a really good one. Zahid definitely needs to get way bigger. If he's going 86.
We don't even know what his status is, though.
That's a good point. But certainly he wasn't going to wrestle in the trial. It doesn't seem like he's going to wrestle in trials, so maybe it benefits him in that way.
Yeah.
If Zahid gets a year like Jo got, I don't know how they're going to.
Do they pause the year until competition begins? Or
Well, that and does it go
interesting.
back to where I think it did with Jo to the date that he tested positive, right?
which was Rome.
Right. He would be good to go if they.
I thought we
count
heard
that
rumors
year.
it was not Rome.
It was Rome.
It was Rome. In fact, you're 100%.
Well, I don't
Okay.
want to get sued, but yes.
Okay, close.
100%.
Close.
All right, where's the Bible? Get the King James Version. Throw your hand on it. I mean, yeah, Rome. Okay, here's some interesting questions.
Well, wait, hold on. What about
Okay.
Gable? What about Gable? Does he get help by this? Because Gwiz gets a year older, or you think it's not? Gwiz isn't old enough.
I don't think it's an age thing for Gwiz. I think it's maybe a development thing for Gable.
I think it helps Gable for
Yeah,
sure.
I think it helps Gable for sure. That's a good example, Ben.
Also, I don't know how big of a factor he'll really be, but Nico Megaludis was talking about this. He tore his ACL.
He wasn't even going to compete.
Yeah.
And now he has a chance to.
Yeah.
So for
Oh,
him, it's
wow.
a matter of just getting to enter the tournament potentially.
Yep.
So, all right, we came up with some good answers. Great job, guys. All right, Cooper Wills. This is funny. Who do you think weighs more now? He has 3. Sean Falls or Matt McDonough, Tristan Moran or Sebastian Rivera, Adam Kuhn or a Prius? Well, Ben, you have a Prius. Have you ever picked up Adam Kuhn, and have you ever picked up your Prius? And if so, what was harder?
I've never picked up Adam Kuhn, and I've also I don't believe I've ever been able to lift my Prius. Although I've attempted to lift my Prius. You know what? I lifted my Gator yesterday. I was able to lift it up and move it because I got it stuck. You know, I trailed this brush hog and I got jammed up in some of the woods, and I had to and then just move it over a little bit.
That's nice. Okay.
Okay, so Adam Kuhn.
Adam Kuhn is heavier than the Prius. Tristan Moran or Seabass? I think Moran's cutting a bunch of weight. I don't know if people realize that.
And he's probably done now that they didn't give him the year, so I'm going to go Moran.
Is Moran, which side of 160 is he at?
Oh,
I
he's
bet
definitely above
he's-
160.
He's over 160.
He's got to
Easy.
be over that because that's like
Easy.
what Seabass
Oh.
is at. Yeah.
So you think he's at 170?
way over 160. Yeah, probably.
So Tristan
probably
Moran's
minimum
legitimately
170.
like 20 pounds bigger than us, Kyle. That's kind of wild to think about. He's about 10 pounds less. All right. Sean Falls or Matt McDonough? That's interesting. I think
McDonough's kind of lean. He's not big at all. He stays really lean.
he's like 150. I think we weigh about the same.
Yeah, I'm going Foz.
I'm going Foz. That Foz. He's at Cal Poly, right? I haven't seen a recent picture. I feel like it's probably him.
Yeah.
So there we go. We know who's bigger now. Okay, next question. Everyone's asking, can they take another Olympic redshirt year? I don't know.
Yeah.
We're still waiting to find out. So I think there's 2 questions that need to be answered. 1, can they take another one? 2, what guys would want to, right? And
Yeah.
one of the names we haven't been saying that like totally benefited from the Olympic redshirt, keep forgetting to mention Mekhi Lewis. Think about if he hadn't taken his Olympic. We
Yeah.
always like Yanni, Dayton, Nick, or the lucky ones, but him as well as the Michigan guys.
Yeah. It's huge.
Why do you think many of the greatest, this is from Locked Hands, why do you think many of the greatest with longevity are heavyweights like Karelin, Lopez, throw Baumgartner in there?
Yeah.
Why do you think that
It's
is?
just not
Tamazov also.
Yeah. I mean, his longevity was due to extracurricular substances, as we now know very
dirty cheater.
clearly. I think it's just a less technical game, and it's not as fast. And I think those are the 2 things that are hard to stay proficient in, is the timing and the speed of the lower weights. And I would even think that you would say probably the smaller you go, the quicker they aren't effective, right? There's very few old guys at 57 kg.
Yes.
Y'all,
Bond Rodriguez is the timeless wonder of
Yeah.
the fact that he won Worlds in 18? That was wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's probably some combination of that. And, you know, maybe it's once you're the guy, I think you're pretty tough to supplant too. Like those guys aren't easily replaced at the heavyweights either. Yeah, I wonder does Lopez, it's kind of been speculated that Lopez may come back for the Olympic year. I don't know if he will, but that would be absolutely wild. Okay. If you could have anyone on for a guest segment, who would it be? Oh, I know this one, but I want Ben to answer.
In wrestling?
Yeah.
We can get anyone on we want, can't we? You guys are FloWrestling.
No. No.
Definitely not.
Well, I know. Oh, I already know. Kale, duh.
Yeah. Kale, duh.
Yeah.
So, no, we can't get everyone on. Kale, but he has to be on. It's not some 5-minute little thing. Like, it's an hour.
And we get to pour truth serum down his throat.
Truth serum. Pour it. Need a double helmet. Yeah, dude, it'd be amazing to have Kale. Maybe one day. You know, I plan on doing this for the rest of my working days. So maybe one year we'll be able to penetrate through and Kale will decide he wants to come on. Not like we go hard at him or anything. What would you go hard at Kale about, anyways?
Well, you didn't pick anyone on his team in the all decades, so he's gonna be pissed at you. He might even tweet about it. He might even tweet about it.
If Kale tweets about our fake all-decade team,
He might call us dummies.
man, he might.
I love dummies. That's such a great insult. I loved when he used it.
Yeah,
It was fantastic.
it was pretty funny. Will Ben be joining Christian for the Murph workout this summer? Do you know what that is?
Yeah, I've done it before. I was sub 40 minutes twice, Christian.
Okay, I did it. I did
Yeah.
it. I did it in like 36 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I'm built to run.
Were
Little
you
better-
doing
little better
full
than-
reps on the pull-ups?
I do a lot of pull-ups, Ben.
He just does them in
Okay,
the
'cause-
office here, yeah.
That's the thing that can slow you down, because by the end of the pull-ups, I'm doing 2 or 3 reps at a time. 100 pull-ups straight is quite a few pull-ups.
Well, yeah, I don't do that. I do I do. I don't know if you're supposed to do it this way, but I break it up. So I'm like, I run the mile.
Oh, that's the cheating way. Boo.
What do you mean? That's how I've never seen anyone do it. You do 100 straight pull-ups and 300 squats and 200 push-ups?
Yes, the real Murph is to do those things straight. The cheating, the wimpy way is to break them up to 5, was it 5, 10, and 15 or something like that?
Well, I did 30, 20, 10. 30 squats,
30,
20 push-ups, 10
Yeah,
10 pull-ups.
no, can't do it that way. It's unacceptable.
Well, also,
By
okay, well,
CrossFit
if you're going to go hardo like that, Ben, then you also are
Hardo.
supposed to wear a 20-pound weighted vest. Did you wear a 20-pound weighted vest?
No, I didn't
Okay.
do that.
So
Did
then-
you?
No, so settle yourself down.
Oh!
Yeah, I didn't say I did.
You can't break it up, Christian.
You're sure that
So
he never
easy.
broke it up?
You're not supposed to break it up. That's by RX is not breaking it up.
Oh my gosh.
But I probably won't do it. When is that? That's on Memorial Day. I'll probably be having my hip surgery right around then. So
Perfect.
I have a good excuse not to do it.
Jeez. All right. Well, Murph 2022 or 2021. We'll do it. We'll do it with a vest.
Maybe.
I might do it with a vest.
I don't know if honestly, I don't know if I would be able to finish 100 pull-ups straight with a 20-pound vest. That's gonna be really challenging.
You could do it. It may take us 6
Very long
hours, but
time.
we'd do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like man, I have 2 months basically. I could just. What else do I have to do? I have not. All I do is work, and then I should just get in really good shape and do the Murph well. Oh, why not?
Yeah.
Who has better hair, Joe Exotic or 06, 07 Ben Askren? So there's a lot more in the effort department, hustle and effort department. Joe Exotic's got you smoked because he put time into it. You just let your natural state
Yes.
become
Happen.
exemplified. But perhaps that is a point for Ben Askren. That is, you
Yeah.
require no outside influence. So you weigh in, Ben. Oh, no, Bader, get out of here. Bader just kicked off. Bader, go away. You just kicked off Ben. Dad, caught it, Bader. I can't wait to cut your hair. It's too long. Are you back, Ben?
I'm back.
Bader cut you off.
He did.
Yeah. Now we really got to get his head shaved. Dad, got it. Who had better hair? You or Ben, Joe Exotic?
Definitely Joe Exotic.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think it's a shame, but I think it's just you have to recognize the greats when they do great stuff. So we got 30 seconds, which means that's just enough time for the song to play, me to say goodbye. So go ahead and play it, Tyler. Thank you guys so much for listening. Daggone, 479 and strong. We'll have 500 before you know it. We will do nothing special for that, probably.
Nothing.
We don't do anything special to celebrate. All we do is try to deliver an hour and a half of interesting, exciting.
Today we're going to go over establishing contact with our opponent before we get to our shot, which later on we'll cover our single leg. But the key to getting to a shot, the key to finishing the shot is first getting to it. So always the most important thing is how do we make contact? How are we getting this guy out of position? Right? So when I'm with my partner here, Bader, there's 3 things I like to do when I'm establishing contact, right? One is I like to throw a fake. Anytime I throw a fake, though, I always want my chest over my lead leg, okay? This right here I should be thinking is strung together. So when I fake, my shoulder and my chest go with my lead leg. That way, I'm able to get my foot back and sprawl also. And the highest level of wrestling, if I fake on Bader and I'm faking too much, if I step out here, he might re-attack me, okay? So one of the points of making contact I like to do is just throwing a fake in there, getting this guy out of position. It looks a little bit